Hello, everybody. Welcome to Dent Sports. I'm Don.
I'm Steve.
Another week of football. Finally, I know you guys were having the bye week, and then we systematically got a bye week out of the whole COVID situation with New England.
Yeah.
So I was sitting here going, "Are we going to play? We're not going to play. We're going to play. We're not going to play. Are we going to play? We're not going to play." But eventually, I guess we got to play today. So
Yeah.
Good thing we did.
Yeah.
So
it's a rare week where we can both sit here and say our teams won.
yeah,
You know, we somehow managed to lose bye week.
for not firing the coach.
Yeah, I mean,
That's what I was thinking. I was like, man, what a great opportunity to get rid of Patricia.
yeah,
But I was like, man, they're wasting this opportunity.
yep, exactly. So, but he hung on today and got himself a victory, and kept the ghosts off for one more week. So we'll see what happens moving forward next week. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it would have been great if Atlanta didn't fire their coach, and we could have the Quinn versus Patricia, and then could see who was going to get fired first. This next week.
But yeah, Atlanta had to go ahead and
Yeah. Oh, I have to beat you to the punch, right? Get
Yeah.
one more step ahead in front of you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty usual. Detroit's always last at the party.
Doing things. But, yeah, like I said, great game for the Lions. 34-16 road win in the place with the pool, Jacksonville, future home of London Jaguars. They're eventually going to be like Major League. They're just going to be moving here pretty soon, I think.
Yeah.
Writing's on the wall. But, yeah, like you said, in one of the Tune-In Sports videos, I think this was what they needed to do.
Yep.
This is what they were expected to do, so they checked the boxes and got what they needed to get done and what they should do.
Yeah. No, I mean this is kind of what this should look like for them. I mean, there's a ton of room for improvement on this team. I realize that, but I mean, today was a perfect example of what they're capable of doing. When they can put some quarters together. Most of all, defensively, I thought they played really well, which was a nice thing. I've always felt like the offense can put points on the board. It's just whether or not we can hold people long enough, to be able to not have to score to win.
Yeah.
At the end of games.
Yeah.
So
you're always behind, and
right.
Yeah.
We're always trying to chase the lead rather than having it.
Yeah.
So, but
yeah, that's where Stafford usually gets hit in the skull or gets his head dribbled off the turf, and
right.
he gets hurt because you're in obvious passing downs and
Yep.
get you
Bad
in
things
trouble.
happen.
Yeah.
Yep. Bad things happen when you get predictable. So, but it was nice to see him kind of come out and play well today. I think, it's been definitely one of the more complete games they've played this season. From start to finish, they look good. So it was pleasant for a change. I mean, that probably, with that being said, it'll all change next week. But
yeah, no, but for this week again, like I said, checked all the boxes. Looks like Swift had over 100 yards. Peterson had 40, but again, it's still almost 40 rushing attempts, which is good because that's keeping you balanced and keeping you in a good spot for both offense and defense.
yeah, no, I completely agree. I mean, when they're able to have some clock management, and be able to keep ball control and stuff like that, I mean, the good things can happen. I mean, they've got a lot of weapons, and I mean, it's like I said before, I don't think the talent on this team, the record on this team doesn't suggest what the talent is. The talent is definitely better than the record shows. So I think, it just depends on, each week, what team's going to show up.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it plays out. But, yeah, overall, encouraging day. And congratulations, Matt Patricia. You made it one more week. Bob Quinn, you as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's a whole collection of them.
Yeah, it's going to be a 2-for-1. They're going to take both of them out when they take them.
Yeah, I mean, and then, of course, with all the other stuff, like you said, Galladay had another nice day. Hawkinson had a touchdown, so that was good. So again, spreading the ball around. They end halves in the game good. Scoring 10 points.
Yep.
So 20 points of the 34 they scored in the second and fourth quarters.
Yep.
So again, strong finishes, and then, like I said, the defense, held the team under 20. So
Yep.
nothing wrong with that.
No,
for sure.
Like we said, they get to the 24 threshold, they got a good chance of winning.
Yeah. Yep.
So.
And then Jack Fox got a couple kicks in there too for you. So, the Lions punting treasure trove.
Yeah.
The Lions punting treasure trove just keeps on giving.
Right. No, it's just the Jim Arnold experience
Yeah.
all over again.
Yeah, exactly. So that's awesome.
So with that being said,
I was going to say, speaking of not scoring more than 24.
let's get to the Broncos game.
Yeah, the COVID Bowl. That it seemed like it was going to be. It was so bad that Melvin Gordon decided to go get some drinks in him.
Yeah.
For this week too. It was so good. Maybe he was just trying to. Maybe that's kind of like the NyQuil antidote.
Yeah, he was trying to knock it out.
Yeah.
He thought he had it, so he was trying to drink it out of his system.
Yeah, exactly. So bang up job first of the week for that news coming out on last Tuesday. So quality work, but I'm sure as usual he's a prize athlete, so I'm sure he'll be slap on the wrist, and we'll see when most people usually have a little bit more of a trouble with the law when doing it, but how it is. But first game back in a while with Drew Lock, so came out and actually looked decent. Was having a much better day until the end of the game. The announcers, of course, were like, "Hey, really impressed with Drew Lock because he hasn't thrown an interception yet." And sure enough,
flat.
Yeah, next one he's throwing it. I don't know where he's throwing it. We're trying to really blow out the clock with a little bit over 5 minutes to go, and next thing you know, we got two idiotic interceptions back to back, and of course that gives New England the ball right away. But for the most part, the big thing out of this is defense played lights out. And then, of course, the other thing is the offense can get enough points on the board with opportunities with the turnovers they had and the situations they were in. They just couldn't get it in the end zone, which is not good. But at least they put the points on the board. Normal New England games, when they're only kicking field goals, they lose for sure because they usually don't score field goals in New England. They score touchdowns on you.
Yeah.
So in this case, they only got one, and of course, again, it was turnover central for us as well. But Lindsey came back as well, so again, getting people back makes your team look a little bit different. So he had 101 yards today, which was great. We found, I know Locke's favorite connection, or one of his favorite connections, is Missouri. We're just going to call him Albert O. Because I remember on draft day I was like, that's a mouthful, alphabet soup on that. But his first day was 2 for 45, but he actually was targeted 6 times, and if he could just learn how to catch the ball a little bit, I guess, I don't know if it's the NFL thing, because I know he used to catch the ball in Missouri.
Yeah.
But if he just learns how to catch it, and he could have had at least three or four more catches, and they would have been scores too. So they would have been big situational catches as well. But again, defense played lights out. The other rookie, we'll call him Michael O, or OJ is his first initial. So another white Bronco. We call him OJ, but he's played in the role since Adukwe's out, from the pickup from the Jaguars. So he's been filling in. So again, I know he's supposed to be coming back here pretty soon, so I think that's great. That maybe they can move him down into the nickel package or dime package, and we have a kid that can play. I mean, he had I think 7 tackles, and he had 2 forced fumbles, and he had 1 or 2 pass deflections. So
very good.
Again, playing lights out. The defensive line was amazing. Chubb played well. Malik Reed, local kid, played well as well. He had 2 sacks today. So I mean, he also had 3 QB hits as well. They controlled Cam.
And he spent a lot of day in the backfield.
Yeah, the defense was knocking down balls and picking them off and causing fumbles. So it was a great great defensive effort.
Yep.
And again, if the offense could have scored some more, it would have been helpful and then a little bit easier on the nerves. But, again, I was sitting there like 18-3, and I was like, hey, this actually might be pretty good,
Yeah.
And then the turnovers started to come, and it's just like, oh, here we go, the roller coaster.
Well, yeah, no, and then you find yourself in a game, and you're like, oh, here we come. It's going to blow this.
Yeah, it's gonna get this out of an L, somehow. So, but again, going into New England, they're still New England.
Mm-hmm.
They're not like the old New England, but since this new Robert Kraft New England, it's a tough place to play.
Yep.
So anytime you can walk out of there and beat Belichick and get a W, you had yourself a day.
Yep.
No matter how it came out. So
they did it when it mattered. They did what they needed to do defensively, especially. You can't say enough about the job they did today. Like you said, usually you're not getting field goals out of New England. They're scoring touchdowns, and it's very difficult, especially up in New England. To come away with victories, and they did a nice job today. Like you said, New England's not maybe quite the New England they have been. They have a lot of new faces in a lot of places there. So, but still, Belichick, he finds ways to get shit done, and so I wasn't surprised that it was going to be a tough game for sure.
Yeah.
And but I'm very kind of surprised at how well the Broncos were able to keep them in check. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, they had 4 sacks and 2 picks, and he had that famous QBR of 19.9, and had a 51 rating, which is really good against Cam, and then they held him to under 100 yards rushing, which was good.
Yep.
So again, just a really good defensive performance. And the stuff that's made up, and again, if the offense can get more sustaining drives and keep them off the field, they could do even better. So, but again, I'm pleased and happy. I couldn't ask for any, except for the cardiac arrest at the end, of trying to give it away. But all the way up to about the 5-minute mark, I was thinking, and I was even comfortable with that. I'm like, well, if they can get Lindsey the ball a little bit more and run a little 3-minute offense and that kill some more clock, run some timeouts from whatever New England had, and they should be able to, coast this one and probably, end up at 18-10 or something. But no, they made it interesting as usual. Never easy.
No.
On the edge of your seat, but pulled it out and got the W on the road. So,
and kind of like we talked about it before in the other video on Tuned In Sports, it's one of those things. It may have changed the trajectory of the season for them, from going to we're tanking for Trevor to maybe now they're saying, hey, we put some wins together.
Yeah,
we could be fighting for a playoff spot.
Yeah, we'll see. Again, I know we haven't even got into their divisional play yet, because I know that's another murderer's row with the Chiefs, Chargers, and Raiders. So we'll see what happens. But at least, like I said, they're playing, and if they can stay a little bit healthy for a little bit, we might get some momentum built up this year, if not for sure for next year as well. Because it does look like the way there's a whole different way the ball even comes out with Locke compared to the other quarterbacks with Rippon, and it's night and day. You can tell that the kid can spin it and he knows what he's doing out there when he makes the right decision. But when he's in perfect rhythm and form and does the right read, he puts it in the right spot, and it's just if the guys can catch it or circumstances that are with it. But things are looking up. So
I would agree.
Not as bleak in Mudsville as it was earlier, but like you said, anytime you can get a win against New England is pretty damn good.
Yep.
So
feeling
good about that. Yeah. So, well, I think that's going to put a wrap on the football tonight. So if you guys like what you see, subscribe. We're on Twitter as well. Look at us for @SportsDent. And we've got some podcasts and things like that coming up here soon as well. Also see us on the sister
channel, Tuned In Sports. So, again, like he said, if you like the content, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. That way you can get some content when we put it out there. And, we appreciate all you guys tuning in. And we'll see you guys in the next video.
Finally, 2-0 on the day. Woo! Yeah. That doesn't happen very often. So, good night, everybody.
Good night.